Peace and blessings, frequency hoppers. Peace and blessings. This is Goddess Imani, and welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. Today we close out Season 6 with one of the most powerful frequencies you can ever embody, the sovereignty frequency. And this is the space where you stop dimming, stop explaining, stop shrinking into the version of yourself designed to keep others comfortable, and you rise into the truth of who you really are. This finale is a reclamation, a remembering, a return to your inner authority. At the center of this remembering lives a vibrational story of self-possession and expansion. But first, let's take a deep breath to ground our energy. Inhale, exhale. Sovereignty is the energy of inner authority. It is the frequency where you no longer outsource your intuition, your truth, or your path. It is where self-trust becomes a lifestyle, self-respect becomes your baseline, and discernment becomes your compass. When you are sovereign, your boundaries become part of your frequency blueprint. Your clarity becomes protection, and your presence becomes a statement. Sovereignty is felt most not when life is smooth, but in the moments that test you. It's easy to feel aligned when everything flows. The practice reveals itself when someone challenges your brilliance, questions your worth, or attempts to take what you've created. These are the crossroads where your frequency is either claimed or surrendered. And this finale invites you to choose the path that expands you. There will be moments when someone sees your glow and responds with irritation, envy, or attempts to undermine your work. Their behavior is not a reflection of your value, it is a reflection of their unhealed relationship with their own power. And the instant you recognize this, you recalibrate to your center. To be clear, your light is not something anyone can take. No matter how hard they try to steal your light, to dim your light, they cannot take it. It's an inner essence already within you and elevated through your integrity, your devotion to your path, and your willingness to stay aligned even when the energy around you is off. When someone tries to dim your light, they're revealing where they feel dim themselves. And your sovereignty lives in the decision not to shrink for their comfort. Instead of entering energetic battles, pour your attention back into what you're building. Protect your ideas, your creation, and your name, not from fear, but from reverence for the frequency you carry. One of the clearest signs that you're rising in this sovereignty frequency is that people begin projecting onto the version of you they no longer have access to. Sometimes that projection comes in the form of a single sentence meant to diminish your glow. For me, it sounded like, quote, Imani is just here for herself, end quote. And that's where our story begins. The woman who returned to herself. There was once a woman who moved through the world with a quiet kind of radiance. Not loud, not showy, but unmistakable to anyone paying attention. She had spent years giving of herself, her time, her wisdom, her compassion, until her own light dimmed beneath the weight of other people's expectations. As she stepped into a new chapter of her rising, a whisper circulated through the spaces she had already outgrown. Quote, Imani is just here for herself, end quote. At first, the words grazed her like a shadow. Old reflexes stirred. The reflex to soften, to explain, to prove her heart. But then, she paused, long enough to hear the truth inside the projection. Because it wasn't an insult, it was a mirror. A mirror reflecting something sacred. A woman reclaiming herself will always be misunderstood by those who benefited from her forgetting. I'll say that again. A woman reclaiming herself will always be misunderstood by those who benefited from her forgetting. She breathed, slow and intentional. And in that breath, she remembered, yes, she was here for herself. And the truth didn't feel sharp anymore. It felt holy. She was here for the woman who had given too much, for the girl who had learned to disappear to keep the peace, for the lineage of women who never had the freedom to choose themselves, for her higher self waiting for her to stand firm now. She was here for her own expansion, her liberation, her full and complete alignment. And because she was here for herself, she could finally stand in her sacred purpose, full, overflowing, and sovereign. She walked differently now. Not faster, not louder, but deeper. Every step whispered, I no longer fear choosing myself. I no longer apologize for my clarity. I belong to myself first. And once a woman returns to herself, once she becomes the keeper of her own soul, no projection is strong enough to pull her out of alignment. She continued forward, rooted, glowing, and sovereign. Not here only for herself, but here because of herself. And that made all the difference. So this is why I tell you guys to be the light. Your light is not a performance. It's an embodiment. It's the way you walk into a room anchored in truth, the clarity in your voice when you speak from your core, the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and why you are here. Being the light doesn't ask you to ignore the shadows. It invites you to rise above them. You don't argue with darkness to outshine it. You continue radiating from within. Your presence becomes guidance. Your energy becomes sacred leadership. Your alignment becomes protection. And when others attempt to dim you, being the light becomes your natural antidote. You don't become smaller. You become more steady. You don't defend your glow. You demonstrate it through how you move. And you don't waste your time proving. You invest your energy in becoming even more luminous and aligned. This is the essence of sovereignty. Your unshakable decision to rise in your truth regardless of how anyone else responds to it. As you step into this next season of your life, see yourself walking in a deeper truth, choosing from clarity and discernment, leading from wholeness and alignment, honoring your energy without apology, and protecting your boundaries without explanation. This is your new normal. This is your new beginning. This is your new timeline. Shout out to my entire spiritual team, the Great Cosmic Mother, my ancestors, Orishas, angels, my Starseed family, and Soul Tribe. Thank each and every one of you for showing up for me during this cycle. Thank you for shining your light. Thank you for your voice. And thank you for your sacred offering. I love you all. As we clear and close out this 9-year cycle, we're closing the door on scammers, imposters, fraudulent leaders abusing their power, demonic attachments, fake friends, and those who chose to stay in low vibration and darkness. We're clearing out and closing the door on overgiving, over-explaining, oversharing, do-overs, repeated cycles, and open cracks to people circling the block. We're over it all already. Okay? Season 6 has been a journey, of healing, reclamation, and rising. The sovereignty frequency is the final key in this chapter of remembrance. I'll leave you with this final thought. As we close this season, hold this truth. You are not the same woman you were when you started this journey. You are clearer, stronger, more aligned, more anchored in yourself. Season 7 returns in the spring, and when it does, we're stepping into a new level of embodiment with more power, more expansion, and more light. But until then, remember who you are, rise into what's yours, radiate the frequency you were born to carry. Stay aligned, stay grounded, stay sovereign. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for listening to this season of Sacred Love Lessons. I'm Universe Now Wet. Wherever you're tuning in the world, don't forget to click that like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you have missed an episode or you'd like to revisit prior years, feel free to dig through the crates at sacredlovelessons.com. And until we speak again, be the light.